Yemen, officially the Republic of Yemen, is a country in West Asia. Located in southern Arabia, it borders Saudi Arabia to the north, Oman to the northeast, the southeastern part of the Arabian Sea to the east, the Gulf of Aden to the south, and the Red Sea to the west, sharing maritime borders with Djibouti, Eritrea, and Somalia across the Horn of Africa, covering roughly 455,503 square kilometers, which is about 175,871 square miles, with a coastline of approximately 2,000 kilometers, which is about 1,200 miles. Yemen is the second largest country on the Arabian Peninsula. Sana'a is its constitutional capital and the largest city. Yemen's estimated population is 34.7 million, mostly Arab Muslims. It is a member of the Arab League, the United Nations, the Non-Aligned Movements, and the Organization of Islamic Cooperation. Largest city and the capital is Sana'a. The government seat is at Aden. Official language and the national language is Arabic. Ethnic groups is made up of about 92.8 Arabs, 3.7% of Somalis, and 3.5% of other ethnic groups. Religion is 99.1% Islam, which is official language, 65% Sunni, 35% Zadi, and 0.9% other religions. A Yemeni male is called a Yemeni. A Yemeni female is a Yemenite. They practice a unitary provisional republic. Unification of and establishment of Yemen started on 22 May 1990 with a current constitution of 16 May 1991. Let us look at the GDP of Yemen. GDP 2023 estimate is the total is $69.963 billion, which is 109th in the world, with a 2,053 per capita, which is 180th in the world. GDP nominal, that's 2023 estimates, total is $21.045 billion, which is standing at a staggering 123rd in the world, with a capita income of $617, which is 184th in the world. Quite low, Owing to its geographic location, Yemen has been at the crossroads of many civilizations for over 7,000 years. In 1200 BC, the Sabians formed a thriving commercial kingdom that colonized parts of modern Ethiopia and Eritrea. But in 275 CE, it was succeeded by the Yeramite kingdom, which spanned much of Yemen's present-day territory and was heavily influenced by Judaism. Christianity arrived in the 4th century, followed by the rapid spread of Islam in the 7th century. From its conversion to Islam, Yemen became a center of Islamic learning, and the Yemenite troops played a crucial role in early Islamic conquests. Much of Yemen's architecture survived until modern times. For centuries, my friend, it was a primary producer of coffee exported through the port of Mocha. Various dynasties emerged between the 9th and 16th centuries. During the 19th century, the country was divided between the Ottoman and British empires. But after World War I, the Kingdom of Yemen was established, which in 1962 became the Yemen Arab Republic, or the North Yemen, following a coup. In 1967, the British Aden Protectorate became the Independent People's Democratic Republic of Yemen, which on the South Yemen, the first and only officially socialist state in the Arab world. But in 1990, the two Yemeni states, that is North Yemen and South Yemen, united to form the modern Republic of Yemen, with Ali Abdullah Saleh serving as the first president until his resignation in 2012 in the wake of the Arab Spring. Since 2011, Yemen has been enduring a political crisis marked by street protests against poverty, unemployment, corruption, and President Saleh's plan to amend Yemen's constitution and eliminate the presidential term limits. But by 2015, the country became engulfed by an ongoing civil war with multiple entities vying for governance, including the Presidential Leadership Council of the internationally recognized government and the Houthi government Supreme Political Council. This conflict, which has escalated to involve various foreign powers, has led to a severe humanitarian crisis. Yemen is one of the least developed countries in the world, facing significant obstacles to sustainable development, and is one of the poorest countries in the Middle East and North Africa. In 2019, the United Nations reported that Yemen had the highest number of people in need of humanitarian aid, amounting to about 24 million individuals, or nearly 75% of its population. But as of 2020, Yemen ranked highest on the Fragile States Index and second worst on the Global Hunger Index, surpassed only by the Central African Republic. As of 2024, Yemen is regarded as the world's least peaceful country by the Global Peace Index. Additionally, it has the lowest human development index out of all non-African countries. Yemen is one of the world's Since its unification in 1990, Yemen has been one of the poorest countries in the Middle East. As of 2013, Yemen had a GDP PPP of $61.63 billion with an income per capita of $2,500. Services are the largest economic sector with 61.4% of GDP, followed by the industrial sector 30.9% and agriculture 7.7% of this. Petroleum production represents around 25% of GDP and 63% of the government's revenue. After the start of the civil war in 2014, its GDP dropped rapidly by over 50%, thanks to the blockade led by Saudi Arabia and the effective embargo on oil exports imposed by the Houthis. Principal agricultural commodities produced include grain, vegetables, fruit, pulses, quartz, coffee, cotton, dairy products, fish, livestock like sheep, goats, cattle, and camels, and poultry. Most Yemenis are employed in agriculture. However, the role of agricultural sector is limited by relatively low share of the sector in GDP and the large share of net food buying households, which is around 97%. Sorghum is the most common crop. Cotton and many fruit trees are also grown, with mangoes being the most valuable. Well, a big problem in Yemen is the cultivation of cats or pats. is a psychoactive plant that releases a stimulant when chilled and account for up to 40% of the water drawn from the Sanas Basin each year. And that figure is rising. Some agricultural practices are drying the Sana Basin and displaced vital crops, which has resulted in increasing food prices. Rising food prices, in turn, pushed an additional 6% of the country into poverty just in 2008 alone. And this has led to food riots starting in 2008 in poorer series. Efforts are being made by the government and the Dawoodi Bora community at Northern Governorate to replace quats with coffee plantations. The industrial sector is centered on crude oil production and petroleum refining, food processing, handicrafts, small-scale production of cotton textiles and leather goods, aluminum products, commercial ship repair, cement, and natural gas production. But in 2013, Yemen had an industrial production growth rate of 4.8%. It also had large proven reserves of natural gas. Yemen's first liquefied natural gas plant began production just in early as October 2009. Let's look at import and export in this very wonderful country. In 2013, exports totaled $6.694 billion. The main export commodities are crude oil, coffee, dried and salted fish, liquefied natural gas. These products were mainly sent to China 41%, Thailand 19.2%, India a volume of 11.4%, with a 4.4% volume for South Korea. Imports totaled $10.97 billion, with the main imported commodities being machinery and equipment, foodstuffs, livestock, and chemicals. These products were mainly imported from the EU, which is 48.8%, UAE 9.8%, Switzerland 8.8%, China 7.4%, and India 5.8%. When the states of North and South Yemen were established, most resident minority groups departed. Yemen is a largely tribal society. There are also hereditary caste groups in urban areas such as Al-Qadam. There are other Yemenis of Persian origin. According to Mukwadasi, Persians formed the majority of Aden's population in the 10th century. Yemenite Jews once formed a sizable minority with a distinct culture from other Jewish communities in the world. Most immigrated to Israel in the mid-20th century following the Jewish exodus from Arab and Muslim countries and Operation Magic Carpet. An estimated 100,000 people of Indian origin are concentrated in the southern part of the country around Aden, Mukalla, Sheher, Lahaj, Mocha, and Hodeida. Though most of the prominent Indonesians, Malaysians, and Singaporeans of Arab descent are Hadrami people with origins in southern Yemen in the Hadramaut coastal region. The Hadramis migrated to Southeast Asia, East Africa,